Welcome to the heart of Sooner Nation, Gaylord Family Oklahoma Memorial Stadium. And if you aren't familiar with the saying, Boomer Sooner, you will be soon enough. We believe we've got a great one in store today, and we've got a team that makes it into the top 25. Now when you go on the road, that's when you prove you belong. As we'll see the number 17 team in the country, the Ole Miss Rebels, taking on a squad hoping to prevent another L this week, the Oklahoma Sooners. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack, and Jesse Palmer with me. Guys, it's time to get it going. The Sooners will kick it away first. And he's going to bring it out of the end zone. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. So Ole Miss offense will get the first possession of the game. And here's the man they rally around, and he has earned that type of respect, David.
You dang right. You earn it by doing it, and he's done it at such a high level. Everyone believes in this young man, and Palmer, there's a reason why.
You're right, David. He's been in the big moments, and he's won the big games. This guy delivers when the game is on the line.
The Rebels will hustle to the line. Sometimes people say, if you're good enough, what's the big deal about going on the road? Well, if you're not careful, you might find out in a spot like this one, guys.
Yeah, no doubt about it. This is a hostile environment, and you know you're going to be getting the opponent's A game for this one. They've circled this one all off season, so they better be ready to bring it today, David.
And the hardest thing to do in college football is to go on the road. Everything about it changes, and you want to shut this crowd up early. You don't want to give them belief, because if it starts to build throughout the game, look out.
Pulls it in. He's loose. And they are pushing the ball down the field. A big pickup on that one, and the tackle is finally made. Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. These guys have really performed at a high level in SEC play, and the task is to try to keep this groove going.
Yeah, when you start the season like this, man, this is exactly what you drew up. Win your conference. Be great in your conference. Get to the conference championship. I'm not putting the cart before the horse, Palmer, but great start.
No doubt. To win the SEC is a long road. You know about that. I know about that personally. And they just got to take one game at a time. They've done an outstanding job of doing that this year.
He's got it. And he'll go out of bounds just short of the goal line, and they've got it right on the doorstep. Looking for just one more yard. It's second and goal. Trying to pound their way in. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
And with the stuff there, Jesse, on second down, this little third to mid-range, you got 2 downs. What are you thinking here?
Maybe getting your quarterback out on the perimeter and giving him a run-pass option. See if you can get the defense in a bind.
Fires to the end zone. Can't make the grab as he was going for 6 right there. And they're going to head out to line up for a field goal. He'll boot one from the right hash. He ought to be able to navigate that angle from this distance. And that is no good. Kicker tried to tack a few more on the scoreboard, guys, but couldn't do it. First down here for the offense. Hands it off. And he's going to be taken down, but there's a penalty flag on the field.
Hold open.
They say you could call holding on every play. Well, they did on that one. Looking for a productive play on first down. They'll try the run. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
You know when you're playing against a defense of this caliber, you're going to have some sort of balance, right? You can't just drop back and throw it every single play. Nothing going on that last run. They're going to have to find another way to get it going, handing the ball off.
Wide receiver coming across in motion. Trying to get the edge with a quick touch pass. He's there to make the stop, and they threw it in reverse, losing yardage on that play.
Got to give the defense credit. Watching film, anticipating. They knew that this offense had this play in their back pocket. They knew about the speed of this wide receiver and different ways they were going to try to get him involved. Everybody on defense on the same page, playing together. I love it.
Fires to the wideout. And they can't make the connection on third down. The Sooners will try to pin them back with the punt. 3 and out and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. He gets a block. And they'll bring him down to get the offense started on the next drive. All right, guys, so here's the offense back on the field again. We talk about settling for points, but sometimes when you have to settle for nothing, David, it can be demoralizing.
Yeah, and it can definitely be frustrating. And I think it leads you to say maybe I go for it more. But, Jesse, I think this offense just needs to put another drive together and just finish stronger.
Yeah, and be a little bit less predictable, too, especially as they get closer and closer down to the end zone.
Got to protect the merchandise. Gets down without taking a hit. Out of the gun, the running back has it. Crosses the 30, he's got away. What a nifty run there to pick up the first down. And the Rebels want to pick up the tempo. To the air on first down. Lets it fly deep downfield. And good coverage and better hands by the defender to knock it down in the end zone.
Well, it looked like that might be the first touchdown of the game, but what a great job by the defender, seeing the football and swatting it away.
This offense has a second down play. Back to throw, it's Maddox. He's not afraid to go deep. And that one is picked up in the end zone.
I love when people start to understand what we're doing defensively. If they're going to pass the football and that's where they're going to live, well, I'm going to live and dime. I'm going to bring more defensive backs on the field so I can cover more of these speed guys that they have out there. Great job by the defensive back, breaking on the football, making the INT, making the DC look very smart.
The run to the right. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Off the play fake. Unloads to the wideout. Oh, goes right through his hands, and he will think about that one for a while. It'll be third down.
You're not going to see that happen too often. The quarterback, man, he was licking his chops. He saw a big space in the middle of the field. He had his best receiver there ready to make a play, and he dropped it.
And you don't want to start this game with 2 straight punts. Big third down opportunity coming here. And sure, tackling there to keep him from getting to the first down marker. And the Sooners line up to punt it away. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. Fields to punt and try to pick up some yards. He was working his way toward midfield, but they'll stop him at the 46-yard line. First snap of this drive will come from the 46. He's going to pass. He's got his man. And they make the stop, and that will likely bring us to the end of the first quarter.
Picks up 9. 2nd down.
Defense has dominated the early part of this game, and the stats point that out emphatically. Well, based on that, we can hope to see a little more offensive explosion here in the second quarter as we get ready to get things started. The back goes in motion. Looking downfield, it's Maddox. Looking to scramble. Going to try to get it himself. And he scoots his way to the first down and then slides to avoid the hit. The Rebels racing to the line in the hurry-up.
Second and short is a great situation to be in. And look at him. He drops back to pass the football. He doesn't have to throw the football. He wants to be aggressive, but he can just take off and scramble. Doesn't have to take a chance. Great being ahead of the sticks.
Running back goes in motion. On second down, they'll take to the air. Good job to toss that ball out of bounds and avoid the loss. A third down play coming from the 32 as they try to keep the drive going. From the gun, wants to pass. Pulls it in. He's there to make the stop, but the damage has been done as they pick up the first down on the throw and catch. They'll throw it from the red zone. A little too much on that one, just out of his reach.
Well, the good news is he did a nice job reading the coverage. He knew exactly where to go with the football that time. Just a little bit too much on that pass. You wonder if that's just nerves. He's got to settle himself down a little bit.
They'll line up for a second down play. They'll throw again after the incompletion. This time it's complete. He's really close to that first down marker, but they stop him just a bit short. Really need to pick up this conversion and avoid having to settle for the field goal. Direct snap. And they'll bring him down, but not before he picks up the first down.
And that's got to feel good if you're the offense, because third down has been a bit of a problem all season long, but you love the way they're executing at this point, finding ways to keep the chains moving.
And the Rebels have it in scoring position on first and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. And he takes it to the house. Touchdown, Ole Miss! Now you know why you do all of those squats, all of those deadlifts, extra time in the weight room.
No doubt. Get that lower body strength so you can just shed people off you. What a great job smelling the end zone and getting in.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point is good, and it's 7-0. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Dynamite matchup this week, fellas. Let's show you what's going down. Wisconsin has the lead right now. Feels like Bucky's been doing his share of push-ups, but they haven't been able to pull away. They're up by 13 over Washington. He'll circle back. If anything big happens, you should know about it.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. Now the Oklahoma offense will go back to work. Last time, David, it was 1-2-3 kick.
The last drive, that 3 and out, sometimes that puts your defense in a bad spot, and you got to get a drive together here so you don't wear the defense out.
I just think, David, too predictable, that last drive. They got to do something here to get this defense on their heels.
They've got it at the 36. It's a 1st and 10. Here's the handoff. And they try the middle of this defense, and that is not happening. Guys, this rough start is hardly what they had in mind to start SEC play, and it's not going to get any easier.
Well, no doubt about it. There were big expectations surrounding this program inside SEC play this year, and things haven't necessarily gone their way. They've had to fight a ton of adversity, but David, they believe they have the leadership in the locker room to turn it around, but it's got to start today.
Yeah, one at a time. Like, we got to start today. We got to find something. We got to find what we're really good at. what we can hang our hat on so we can start to build some momentum throughout the season. Obviously not the start we wanted, but we got to point to the next opportunity.
On the ground with the counter. And they try to run inside, and there is nowhere to go.
How about the defender being a heat-seeking missile? He was on radar lock. He found the football and flew down with some bad intentions.
Quarterback wants to throw on second down. Makes a connection. They get him on the ground, but not before he gets enough for the first down. Finally, this offense starting to show a little juice. They've got a 1st and 10. They're going back to the ground. Let's see what they've got on second down. They'll put the tight end in motion. He'll try it again. Steamrolls his way ahead. And he's able to shed one tackle and gets a pretty good pickup.
This running back just doesn't go down easy. It's just difficult for defenses to get him on the ground. Not overly huge, but if I'm an offensive coordinator, I'm going to continue to find ways to feature him. And just, you know what? Let his talent do the rest.
Goes to the option. He'll pitch it. And he rolls into the house. Touchdown, Oklahoma!
And I love that this offense stuck to it. Stuck to the run game. Didn't panic. They got down, but they answered the bell right before the half, and they got this thing right where they want it now. They can tie this football game and hopefully go into the half with a lot of momentum.
All tied up and just about set to kick it away. From inside his own 10, he'll try to help out their field position. And good work by the coverage team to get the return man down on the ground. Ole Miss ready to send the offense onto the field. Jesse looking to take it down the field for back-to-back touchdowns.
I think it's really important for them moving forward, too, to have a lot of balance, right? You want to be able to keep this defense guessing, Colin.
Yeah, and you got me searching for answers after that last drive. You stack another drive on top of this, their defense's heads are going to be spinning all over the place.
Well, the offense trying to attack the perimeter of the field in the passing game. And how about the sweet feet by the receiver on that play?
Who doesn't like a little dash of the arts with their football? A little ballet moment there. And here comes the offense on second down. Dropping back, it's Maddox. If the quarterback's a little more on target there, maybe they hook up, but it's an incompletion. So what do they have for 3rd and short from their own 23? From the gun, wants to pass. Quick completion on the out route. Good call, good execution as they move the chains and they have a first down at the 38. The offense wastes no time getting the timeout call. The Rebels have it with a 1st and 10. Looking to move it through the air. Quickly complete. And he was able to get away from one tackle, but plenty of help was on the way. Decent pickup on that play.
It's definitely the wide receiver's job to create space, right? So whether you're running a go or you're running a hitch like this right here, I got to find a way to push off legally or just create a little bit of space to get some positive yards.
Now on second down. He's looking to throw. Escapes the sack. But now he's swallowed up and he'll be knocked down for a loss on the trick play. half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Guys, you've been calling a lively one from Norman so far. And a really competitive game so far. I'm talking razor-thin margins in the big statistical categories. And while it may be a broken record, turnovers are the name of the game. The team that limits them, the ones that win that turnover margin, generally speaking, are the ones that have the best chance to get that dub. And with that, let's head back to Oklahoma and Memorial Stadium.
Thanks for that halftime report, Kevin. And the Rebels will kick it off to start the second half. Here's the return from inside his 10. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. Here comes the Sooner offense back onto the field. First drive of the second half, always fun to watch. You see what type of tweaks were made at the half, especially when you're locked up in a ball game like this one.
Yeah, and it's been a good game. I mean, it's been a little bit of back and forth and a feeling out process. And now once you get in the second half, who's going to get aggressive, Palmer? Who's going to take some shots, try to make some plays, and really go for it?
Yeah, it's interesting. I think as play callers right now, you learn a lot about these coaching staffs with respect to who does make the best adjustments. There's a lot of coaches that believe we're just going to be who we are. We're going to keep doing what we do. We're just going to do it better. But then there are others that tweak things a little bit on offense and on defense. We're going to find out here.
Got his man downfield. And he was on his way, and they get him down at the 30.
Well, he's able to make it easy after that catch, and I think his speed is something that just scares DBs to death. You think about great Oklahoma receivers recently, guys like CeeDee Lamb, Sterling Shepard, Hollywood Brown. DBs gave them so much cushion because they were afraid they were going to get run by, and I think that's how defenses treat this guy too. With his speed and his playmaking ability, he scares you to death, and that cushion helps him out tremendously.
Running behind those pads, he gets a couple before he stopped at the 18.
And a lot of times you want those big plays. You want those splash plays, but sometimes you're going to take some losses. You're not going to run the football overly well, but if you continue to run it, you can at least create some balance. You at least have the threat of it. Otherwise, you're just going to abandon it, and now it's just going to be a passing game.
Let's see what they've dialed up on 3rd and long from the 22. And he's not going to make it. The defense denying him the first down. And they'll send out the field goal unit. The holder will spot it about 35 yards out. He got it. And with that, they've taken the lead. So after the last drive ended with a field goal, the kickoff team out there to send it away. And he'll just take him in. This drive will start at the 25. The Ole Miss offense ready to go back to work. The sledding has been tough. Scores have been at a premium, Jesse, and every possession seems like it could switch the momentum of the game.
Yeah, Reese, for this offense, just feels like they just haven't been as physical. For this offensive coordinator, David, he's having to go deep into the playbook just to try to generate a first down.
Well, and the good thing is there's not a ton of game pressure because the other side's not scoring either. But if you can find that one thing that get that one positive play, and then maybe you get those juices going, and something can start to build.
And a big key on that throw to the slot receiver, guys, is putting the ball out in front. The location of the throw is what helped that guy get extra yards after the catch.
That's about as close as you can get to that marker, and it will be second and just a few breaths away from the first down. He'll do it himself. At the 40, there he goes. Lots of green grass as he gets it to the 31. The Rebels in the hurry-up.
Well, this is one of the fastest quarterbacks in college football, and that's why the option's a good idea. Because if he can get out in space and he has a chance to get downfield, he is really difficult to tackle, and he's very difficult to catch, as you saw in that last play, getting a first down.
And they pick up just a few on that completion. They get to the line quickly.
He's brought down at the 28. Second down.
Quick completion to the right. And he's a real nowhere man tackled in this no-gain land. looking for a man. It's Maddox. Going for it all. Touchdown, Rebels! And with that, they've got the lead here in the second half.
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge, and also the anticipation, the timing. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, Dave. And listen, a lot of times, touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Boys, if it's happening in college football, we've got eyes on it. Check this out. ULM is currently ahead in this one inside a jam-packed Malone Stadium, but they've struggled to really pull away. They're up by 4 over Marshall. Just another week of college football where we've come to expect the unexpected. Fellas?
Thanks for the update on that one. Kevin, let us know when it goes final. Getting some heat. Hit hard as he released the ball on that first down pass, and it never had a chance.
And finally, the defense is able to get some pressure on this quarterback. They've been trying all game long different ways to affect him. Weren't able to get there. But on that play, because of the pressure, it affected his accuracy. That's why the ball falls into.
And he won't quite get there. But, boy, after that pickup, just a few inches to go for the first. An array of possibilities here. They'll stick to the ground looking for the marker. And with that effort, they pick up a fresh set of downs. They have it at the 34-yard line. This offense is feeling itself right now, and momentum's coming along with them. Throws to the wideout. What a snag by the defense. Knocked down quickly after the pick, but that offense says thank you very much, and they'll have it at the 43.
A really nice job by the linebacker there, understanding his responsibilities in that coverage. That's a cover 2 look, so there's 2 safeties playing deep, but the linebacker knows there's nobody underneath him keeping him close to the line of scrimmage, so he can kind of float back a little bit, watch the QB's eyes, jump the throw, and make the pick.
Ole Miss ready to send the offense onto the field. Boy, David, they would love to stack another touchdown on top of that last drive.
And this offense did such a good job on the last drive. Everything in rhythm, moved the ball down the field, didn't make those mistakes, Jesse, and they need to do it again on this one.
Yeah, you're right. They had the defense on their heels. You wonder what sort of communication was going on that sideline. What sort of changes were they able to make, because they got to stop the bleeding right now.
Yeah, and I don't know what happened. He didn't look open as it is, and the QB's trying to make a play, trying to force the ball, but at least he threw it where his guy could catch it or nobody could catch it.
After the misfire, now on second down. It's a draw. Fakes his man miss. As they get set to snap it, just about to reach the end of the quarter. Trying to make that rush think on the draw play here. And brought down. Looks as if that's how we'll end the third. We've come to the end of the period, and Ole Miss is on top. They've done the work to build a nice cushion. Now to bring it home as we check out the stats after 3 quarters. One more period to go to see who can make the winning plays and come home with the victory. And the Rebels send out the punt unit. He ought to be able to use this first punt to pin them deep. Punt goes out of bounds, and a really nice job as they stick them deep in their own end. They'll mark it around the 10. The Sooner offense returns to the field. Boy, they hope this next drive is more productive after throwing a pick last time, Jesse.
Yeah, and the coaches did a good job on the sideline there, just talking to the young quarterback and making sure he's able to turn the page, calm him down, to go out and refocus this drive.
Yeah, and some people do that better than others, but you got to show some trust in him, maybe get the ground game going, help around him a little bit with this system.
He gets the job done, picking up the first down, then getting down.
You know, QBs want to make those big plays. They want to put up the big stats. But when nothing's there, sometimes you just tuck the ball, get a minimal gain. I like the slide, by the way, too. Get down and don't take a big hit.
They'll give it to the back. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
You just got to wonder how frustrated this guy is, especially after the success he had their last game out, but just nothing going in this one. He has not been able to get himself into a rhythm. There's been way too much penetration up front defensively. They've been able to stop him in his tracks.
Found a little bit of running room, knocked down at the 24 after a pickup of 4. Now facing a 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Fires and picked off. Didn't really have room to operate on the return, but he hands him the ball at the 32.
And that just kind of caps off this day. It's been a day with not a lot of rhythm, not a lot of timing, not a lot of guys on the same page, and they weren't right there, and the quarterback throws an INT, and this one is not looking good.
The Ole Miss offense ready to go back to work. After punting the last time they had it, they ought to be set up for a much better result with this drive.
This offense better be licking their chops. You're not going to start with better field possession than this all game did.
You ain't lying. Forget about the last possession and what we did. You're already in scoring position. Take care of that football. Make sure you get some points.
Off the play fake on 1st down, wants to throw. Fires to the tight end. And that defense pushing him out of bounds after a short gain.
Nice catch by the big target. Those big tight ends, you can tell in football, are just becoming more and more of a weapon on every single team.
That last completion sets him up on 2nd down. To the air, it's Maddox. Fires to the wideout. Snags it. Couldn't quite nudge it in. Not sure you could get much closer, but it'll be 1st and goal. So this offense with an opportunity to put this game in a hammerlock if they can score and bleed the clock. He pushes it forward all the way to the 2-yard line.
And the offense trying now to put this thing away. They're going to keep running the football to keep bleeding the clock. They've got the lead here late, now down by the goal line. Just take as many seconds.
And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Ole Miss. That'll give them a little more breathing room as they try to push this winning streak to 5.
You know, this guy's had a big role in this offense this year, especially when they get down close to the end zone. That's his 5th rushing touchdown on the year. He's been a factor for these guys offensively.
Now they'll line up for what they hope is automatic. And the extra point is up and good, and they have an 11-point 4th quarter lead. About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. Coming out with it, it's John. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. So Oklahoma has it again, and here comes the offense. Mistakes are going to happen, as they did on that last drive. Now, how will they respond, Jesse?
And this is the...
Oh, he's going to try to hit him deep. Snags it on the right. Oh, look out. And he'll take it all the way. They couldn't bring him down. Touchdown, Sooner. Lead in the game, and the confidence is building if only there's enough time to finish.
Time is ticking, but man, you gave yourself a chance now. Now the defense, go out, do your job. We got the momentum. If you give me the ball back, I'm going to win. Let's go.
Looking to the end zone, but the pressure gets there first, and the quarterback is sacked, and the 2-point conversion attempt is stopped. Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. He'll bring it out from inside his own 10. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Ole Miss ready to send the offense onto the field. And they've got a little bit of a cushion here, David. If they can add to it on this drive, it would be nice.
And it definitely makes a little bit of a difference. Knowing I'm up by more than a field goal, obviously, Jesse, my mindset switches, and I know I can't make mistakes.
Yeah, and David, I don't think they have to reinvent the wheel on offense here. What they've been calling has been working. Just get back to doing what you're good at.
Steps away to find some room. And the quarterback goes down at the 11-yard line.
Those play-action passes take a little bit longer to develop, right? Because you still have the fake, and then the quarterback turns his back to the defense, has to reset. You got to protect him a little bit better than that, or the fake's got to be a lot better.
Time is on their side, and they're going to wind that play clock all the way down. Dropping back, it's Maddox. The throw to the outside is complete. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there, still a bit short of the first down.
And these quarterbacks have to really trust their wide receivers that they're going to be disciplined and run to the right route when they're throwing that ball to the outside like that, because those corners are sitting there on the inside, and the worst thing that could happen is to miss inside and that quarterback is going the other direction.
We have arrived at the 2-minute warning, a one-possession game as this offense tries to hold on. This is the type of play that could be a pivotal moment. Tight game, 3rd and long coming. They want that clock to run. And he's not going to get there. The defense stands tall and makes the stop. The Rebels will punt this one away. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. And the punt team able to smack him to the ground. Here come the Sooners ready to go on offense. There's plenty of time to work with here, but they have to be highly efficient in their attack, Jesse.
So it comes down to the quarterback position too, Reese. Don't let the moment get too big. Play within yourself, David, because this guy's practiced this situation before.
No doubt. Use the sidelines. They're your friend. I don't have to take deep shots. Throw beyond the first down marker so I can stop that clock for a little bit and possibly use my timeouts.
Quick timeout call by the offense after the play, trying to preserve every minute possible. A negative play to open the drive. Let's see what they've got on 2nd and 14. They're trying to get to it. That pass is incomplete, and they might be fortunate it wasn't knocked free for a fumble. It'll be 3rd down. They line up, and it is a long way to the sticks from here. On 3rd and long, no secret what he needs here. He's taking a deep shot. And they can't hook up on the big play, and that brings up a 4th down. They'll leave the offense out there to try to get it past the marker and pick up the first. On 4th down, they'll try to throw it. Can't find his man. It'll be incomplete, and that is a heartbreaker this late in the game. The Ole Miss offense ready to go back to work. One-possession game, getting late, first order of business, just take care of the football.
So they call this situation 4-minute offense, where you're trying to run the football and throw high-percentage passes to maintain possession and bleed the clock. This is a very difficult point of the game to execute at a high level, Dave.
Yeah, and listen, what you understand as an offense is if I get 1 or 2 first downs, this ball game's over. And that's your sole objective. Not scoring, take care of the football, get a few first downs, walk out with the W.
You got to believe they just want to run it, take care of the football, and keep that clock moving on 2nd and 9. Leaves it with the running back. And they drag him down, but not before he picks up the first down. And now this team has fallen into a 3-game slide, and a season of promise has now had a lot of promises broken.
Yeah, this is a team that really needs to take a long, hard look in the mirror right now and make a decision. What are we going to be? What am I about? What am I willing to do at this point in the season to get this thing turned around? A lot of tough and real conversations are going to have to take place.
And this is when the coaches really make their money, right? How can I get my kids to focus when I know there's probably not a lot to play for down the road? So let's win every game. Let's win every battle. Let's spoil other people's seasons on the way out, even though our season didn't pan the way we wanted it to.
That's going to do it for us. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, our entire